Good morning. Welcome to another book review. Hi. I'm doing a book review on The Story of B by Daniel Quinn. Forgive me if I look a little sleepy. It's pretty early. Didn't get very much sleep last night. Yeah. So, Story of B. Story of B is an excellent book. It's the second book in like the Ishmael series. If you're familiar with Ishmael, it's mainly the general philosophy is about re-educating the masses about true humanity, true human instincts, behavior patterns, surviving within the bounds of equilibrium that is found throughout nature and any other species on the planet. And it mainly breaks down that for 95% of humankind's life on this planet was lived successfully within the bounds of equilibrium, and everything was just peachy. And then there was this great forgetting, and with the great forgetting was simply just not understanding that that there's any other way to successfully live on this planet that isn't the new way, which when you start reading the book is essentially totalitarian agriculture, which simply means conquest on the earth and conquest against the predators that you're in competition with. Not competition with your competitors, conquest to conquer, to destroy, to get rid of any of that stuff. But as far as the story goes in this book, there's a Catholic priest of some sort who belongs to a very specific branch of Catholicism. And the branch of Catholicism, it's an order, and the secret working of the order is to find the Antichrist and to seek him out and to stop him before he becomes the Antichrist, which is kind of weird if you think about it, because if they believed in that and that it was going to happen, how can you throw a wrench in that system? Even if you wanted to, you're like, oh, this nasty stuff happens if sorry, this is a side note. This has nothing to do with the book. I mean, that's what so the order is like, we think we found the Antichrist, and they send this guy who used to be like this up and coming priest. Now he didn't really shine as much as everyone thought. So he kind of, and there's a reason why that's important. It kind of spurs him to go on this quest to Europe to find this guy who's simply just walking around giving lectures, and the lectures are like a series of lectures, and they're all kind of secret. They're not like highly advertised, and so there's all this mystery in the beginning, and it's really fun kind of mystery in the beginning. And then he comes to find the person who's doing the lectures, and he listens, but he's not really listening. He's just recording and reporting back and keeping up a diary. And then slowly but surely he kind of converts in a way. Not really. He essentially keeps himself open. And I think that's the key thing. I think he has a strength, and his strength isn't that he jumps to conclusions. And that's why B, this person giving lectures, kind of brings him into the fold and wants him as a source of power. Source of power as in like a tool of helping transform others and unveil this information to others. And so the story is pretty interesting. The book is kind of divided, like 4/5, maybe 5/6 of the book is like the story, and in the back of the book the lectures aren't in the book. So when you come to a lecture, it says refer to this page on the back, and so you go back to the page and you read the lecture, and then you have to go back to the regular. So it's kind of annoying, but I'm kind of glad that they separate the lecture, because you don't really need to read the lectures, though. I mean, you should. You should read the lectures that give reference to it, even though the main character doesn't necessarily react to the lectures, because he's not there to figure out. He just wants to see if this guy's dangerous. So he's not really absorbing what was said, but he's doing a really great job on recording this information and either writing it down or audio recording it, sending it back to his boss, who, I don't know. So eventually you start to develop, there's this like a group of people who surround this B character, and like inner circle, and you start to get to know them, and you start to get the feel for the area they are in Germany. And it's kind of everything happens at night, so it's pretty cool that way. It's like and then I don't want to give you any spoilers, but there's a really great ending that I didn't see coming, and you come to realize that there's a reason why it's like this catastrophe happens. And you didn't see it coming because just like just like the main character, you didn't really see what was too harmful about this B character. But you, in the end, realize why others might see him as him, B. The reason B isn't a person. B is a form. And that's not a spoiler. B is someone who is responsible for continuing pushing forward this education to as many people as possible, and having them truly understand the importance of it, and just the fundamentals of it. Because that's they try and break it down like we've known this before. We knew about this. This was how we lived forever, and then all of a sudden we forgot about it, and we decided that there was only one way to go forward. So this book deals a lot in overpopulation, control of food supplies, overproduction of food, and then what that all kinds of turns into population-wise. And so, I like a book that breaks it down back to some of the major, you don't hear that very often, overpopulation. You kind of don't think about it too often. It's kind of scary when you do think about it, because what it might entail and what it kind of leads to, and what it has already led to at this given point in time, or probably led to. I mean, it's really hard to see. There's definitely correlations, but there isn't like severe cause and effect ties. But I don't think you really need that, because I think some of it's obvious enough. And so Daniel Quinn is a very smart writer. His Ishmael series continues talking. Ishmael's the first video, and I haven't reviewed it. I read it 4 years ago, and I didn't. That was before I was doing reviews. So that was what I said last video when I said that I read it and maybe I did a review. I did read it, didn't do a review. It was a long time ago. But Ishmael is a really great series. The next one's called My Ishmael. I plan on reading it, but Daniel Quinn has also written a whole bunch of other books. There's one called After Dachau that I wrote. Dachau? I don't know, some German city that was supposed to have one of the camps during the Nazis, where everyone was concentration camps. And that's a cool book too. And I bring it up only because I'm talking on the author now. That book's about how if the Germans were successful in their campaign and conquest, and what the world would kind of look like, down the line. And there's some other interesting mysticism stuff in that book too. But yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling on. But the story B was I actually preferred over the original Ishmael. It's kind of has more of a story and a plot inside of it, where the other one was kind of more like first world problems. This one's kind of like the nitty-gritty underground stuff, movements and revolution and stuff like that. So Story B, fantastic book. You can read it without reading Ishmael, easy. Like, that's not even a thing. It helps to read Ishmael, but like it's not even necessary. It doesn't even allude to it really. So yeah, Story B, awesome. The next book I read was something I kind of came to by another friend. They said they really enjoyed this book. And I really enjoyed the movie, 2001 Space Odyssey. The book is by Arthur C. Clarke. I will tell you more about that next review. But yeah, really, really enjoyable book here. I loved it. So thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed the review. The Story of B is a really great book. I will see you guys later. Bye.